Hello everyone, welcome to my video on how to create a questionnaire or quiz using Google Forms. This is very useful if you are a teacher and trying to create a quiz which students can answer using their laptops or tablets. Or maybe you just want to create a survey. Anyway, without taking much time, we will find out step by step all the features and options available in Google Forms. First thing, sign into your email ID. But if you have one that is provided by the school, and if your school is already registered on G Suite and you're already using Google Drive, then please use the one that is given by the school. This will give you an additional feature on Google Form, which you will see later in this video. And after signing in, you can access Google Forms by clicking on these 9 dots here, and you can scroll down and you can see Forms here. Or else you can click on the drop arrow here, just scroll down, and then you will see Google Forms here. And the arrow next to that, and I will choose a blank one. Next, the heading has taken the name from here. You can change it or you can keep it as it is. And I'm going to write here general knowledge. After that, you have the menu on the right side here, which is add question, import question, add title and description, add image, add video, add section. Before I start with questions, I want my students to fill in their name, their year group, and the section. And for this, I'm going to use the questions field. So I'm going to write name here. And on the right side, I have few options here: short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, and so on. I'm going to select short answer. And here my students are going to write their names. And I'm going to toggle this required button here so that it becomes compulsory. Next, I can either go to the plus sign here and add a question, or I can just duplicate this by clicking on the duplicate button here. And so the required option is already on. And the next thing is year group. Again, we are going to select short answer. Next, again, duplicate the question. And here, the students are going to add their section. And again, a short answer. That's it. You can also see a preview of this. This is how it will look when the student is trying to take the quiz. After the first section, which is name and the class details, I will click on add section on the right side here, which will be my second section. And here I'm going to give it a short description on the type of questions that will follow in this section. After that, you can just click on the plus sign here and add the question. For example, first question is, what is the full form of WHO? And the options are, so we have three options here. We are going to mark this question as required, and then we will choose options from here. So we will go and select multiple choices. Next, we are going to select one answer from here so that the students will be marked on the basis of that. So I go to the top right corner here to the settings and quizzes and make this a quiz and then save this. Now I have the answer key enabled. So here I'm going to click on the answer key. I'm going to give this 5 points and I'm going to select the correct answer. And after selecting the correct answer, click on done. Next, we will duplicate this. Go to the answer key and unselect this and then select the correct answer and then done. And 5 points for this as well. Now we will go to the next section and add a section. And here the students are going to choose true or false. Plus sign. The question is New York is in USA. So one option is true, the other option is false. We will go to the answer key. We'll select 5 points for that. True, done. Let's do the next one. True, false, the answer key, and then done. Mark this as required. And we're going to add one more question. And we are done with 3 questions here. Now you have various options here. One is the drop down. If you're doing a survey, checkboxes would be the suitable one depending on the type of questions you're asking and the type of responses you are looking for. You have other options here as well: linear scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox. You can explore this. You can also add an image if you want the students to look at an image and then describe or say something or find out a certain thing from the image. For example, add a question and then move your mouse to the question field and you will see the image icon here. You can click on that and then you have various options to upload the image. So I will go to the first one, upload, browse, or I can just drag and drop it here. So browse, and I will upload this one, and then I can just type my question here. What is the color of the elephant in this picture? And then you can add the options and so on. Or you can just add a video by clicking here. You can search for the video by typing the keywords, or you can copy paste the URL. For example, I go to YouTube and I copy this and paste it over here, and that's it. Select it and then you can give it a name or description. You can also align it by clicking on these 3 dots, left, center, right, and below if you would like to ask questions based on this video, you can do that as well. So that's about the videos. You also have an option here next to required. One is description. You also have the option to go to section based on answer. You also have the option to shuffle option order. You also have an option to import questions over here. Just click on this icon, import questions. Go to a question paper that you had set earlier and you can choose a question from there. For example, I will select who is the president of the USA. Click on import question. So I have the question here, who is the president of the United States of America? The options are Justin, Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, and the answer is Donald Trump. So I will delete this one. Next we have responses, which we will be looking a little later in the video. Now we will go to customize here by clicking on this icon here. Here you can change the theme. You can choose the font. You can also add an image. Choose image. So that gets added over here. So that's about customized theme. Close it. Next is the preview button, which you have already seen earlier. I'm not able to go to the next section because this question is not answered. So I will close the preview. Before we go to settings, I'm going to share this quiz on my other email ID. So I will click on send. And here I'm going to select the email ID. So this is how it is going to look on the student side. So I'm just going to fill up some information here. And then I move to the next section. And here you can see how the first question looks. What is the full form of WHO? And you can see the options. And if you scroll down below, you can see the option to move to the next section. Now we will be looking at the settings. We will choose different options and we will see how it looks on the student side. So go to settings. The first thing is general, and here you can collect email addresses. So every student or every person who is responding to this quiz will have to add their email IDs. So it will look like this. you will have to add the email address. But I'm going to untick that and save it. Next, you have the option to restrict to users within the organization or trusted organization or your school. Now, this is where login to your school email ID comes handy. So you will be able to share this only with the people within the organization. So only with the ones that have the email ID of the school. You can also limit it to one response. Next, you have respondents can edit after submit and see summary charts in text. So I will save this and we will have a look at the preview. I have answered all the questions and I'm going to submit it now. So here you can see that you have the option see previous responses, edit your response, submit another response. That means someone else can use the same link and add his or her response and submit the answers. You can also see previous responses. And now we will come out of this. So I'm going to go back and untick these options and save it. Next, I will go back to settings, presentation. You can tick the progress bar, shuffle question order, show link to submit another response. You can use it or you can untick this. Next very important one is quizzes. Here in quizzes, earlier I had to make this a quiz so that I can add the points and the answer key. Without turning this as a quiz, you will not be able to add the answer key nor the points. Next, we have lock mode on Chromebooks. So if you are in an organization or school where the school manages the Chromebooks, then you can select this option and it will not allow those who are answering to open any tab on their computer other than the quiz. So there is very less chance of looking for answers. Next, we have release grades immediately after submission, later after manual review. So I will keep it as it is immediately after submission. And next we have the option here, respondent can see missed questions, correct answers. I'm going to untick this, and point values. I want all my students to be able to see how many points they are scoring after giving that particular answer, and I will save it. The next one is the send button. Here you can type the email ID to which you're sharing. You can also include the form in an email. You can also add collaborators. So for example, if you're a teacher for section A and you want the teacher of section B also to add some questions, then you can click on add collaborators and add their email IDs here, and they will be able to edit it. Next, we have the option to take the link and copy it, and you also have this option. Now we will go and check responses. So here you come next to questions, click on responses. I have already submitted one response, so this is how it looks. The name of the student is Jason, year 3, section A, and then the first question, 100% correct. Here this was the correct answer, but the student took this one. New York is in USA, and the student selected true. Delhi is the capital of India, that's true. Here again it's false. You can go question by question. You can select one by one question. Before we go to individual, I'm going to submit another response with another name. Now you can see here that the year group is gone up, section is in the middle, and name is at the last. That's because we have shuffled the question order. Now we can go ahead in the settings and go to presentation and unselect shuffle question order and save it. Go back to the quiz and let me see if I can see the difference now. Yes, now I can see name first, year group next, and then section. So I will add the name and I'm going to answer the whole quiz. Now, the student can also view the score here. The student scored 25 out of 25. Now we will come back, check the responses here, and here we will go and select individual. So the first one is Jason here from year 3, section A, and the second one is Travis, year 3, section C, and we are going to look at his scores here, or we can see the summary here. And you can see that he's got 100% everywhere. And finally, you have 3 dots over here. If you click on it, you can make a copy of it, and you can add collaborators, and you have other options as well. That's all about creating a quiz or questionnaire using Google Forms. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.